Morning Rod, welcome to Saturday 8th of April and the decision has been made. It's a nice morning. Frost is just starting to lift. The tractor needs warming. The grass is growing. Ground's still a bit soft. I'd like to leave it another 2 days. But I think patience has run out. Yeah, they're going out. They use what, grass, didn't you? Oh, what's that? Right, that is everybody. Okay, we'll give the tractor another 5 minutes and then we're off. Stop digging holes, you. And you, pack it in. I don't know what it is about cattle and dirt, but they do like to rub their heads in it. Behave! Get out of it, you stool, go on. A little bit overexcited. Right, so if you're a rambler, I wouldn't come through here today. Just give us a miss today. You're getting a bit chunky, aren't you? Eh? Yeah, you are a bit chunky. Right. We, if you haven't already guessed, are off to Tother farm. I've got a bit of groundwork over there what's doing. The ground's soft, but I can travel. So, yeah, it was and ahhing about letting the cattle out yesterday, but to be honest, I did think that extra night in the barn won't do any harm. And the cattle that are still shut out, which is basically the bull, those couple of heifers that we can't make up our mind whether they're going to have calves or not, and a couple of steers, we knew they were going to kick off and make a fuss and complain that they haven't been let out. Well, that's a yin and yang thing. We could let the steers out. We could do that. But we got to leave enough in with the bull. If he's left with no company, electric fence gate, nothing's gonna. He'll be over the gate. So we have to leave a few in with him. Try and keep him calm. Right, I'll just shut this gate a minute. Right, as you know, the Slittaraker combination's wider than tractor, so to give drivers a bit of a chance, I've stuck a road cone on that post over there because that's the post of the oncoming traffic. And I've stuck another one, although he's a bit flattened and a bit knackered, on that side, which is the pedestrian side. So yeah, if anything I'm going to avoid is going to be pedestrians, and we don't really have any footpaths just through Charfield. So yeah, but that's one of the reasons we're going early, to try and avoid traffic and people. It's bank holiday, a lot of them are still in bed. There have your flashy lights on as well. So this isn't ideal timing for me because Mrs. P is at home, and although she is out with daughter and grandkids for an hour or so this morning, go into a soft play park or something, which isn't really my thing. I feel a bit guilty disappearing and going off and doing work, but like she said, and she's quite right, I don't get to choose the weather chooses the job. This needs doing, grass is going to start growing. If I don't do it now, and I miss the boat and it rains again, I'll kick myself. So so yeah, we're doing it. So I'm hoping that cone out there is enough for folks to see edge of the machine. Problem is, I'm driving away from the sun's behind me, and the sun's low. It's just going to take one person to be not paying attention. Yeah. The problem is, this time of year, well, all times of year, you've got to be wary of farm machinery, because a lot of it is the entire width of the road. Some of it is wider than the road, and this hedge is okay, but if you've got hedges that are right up to the edge of the road, it forces us out. We can't help it, we're forced out of the road. So yeah, always be wary of farm traffic. So, but like I say, I'm going early to try and avoid conflict with traffic and pedestrians. How about an experiment? There's already a bit more crop over that side of the field, but what if I just slit this half, leave that half, and then we'll do a comparison. You know, come back in a month, 6 weeks time, look over it and just see if there's any real difference. For those of you that are skeptical about this, and those of you that have questions and stuff like that, that side is already a bit ahead of this. So I wonder if doing this will help this catch up with that. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna have to roll that. Bugger. Making her bark a little bit going uphill, but nothing she can't handle. So we're doing actually 12 kilometers an hour, and it's doing the job. No, my lines are not straight, but then the field is not square, so I'm just going to follow the line of the field. As long as they're all parallel, that's okay. Straight is great, parallel and equal, it will do. Besides, as Dave would say, I can't see it from my house. I don't want that in a bale. You're going to stay in there? Yeah, you'll stay in there. So you can't really see much about the slitter. The rake is doing most of the work, but basically that's what we're doing. Putting slits in the soil every 6 inches, letting air in, and pulling this bit of thatch out. That's what we're doing. Hill makes her bark a bit going up, but it won't do any harm blowing a bit of the soot out. Right, I'm back out on the Fifi's side of the farm now, and supervisor's here in his little orange Kubota, making sure I do it right. Nowhere near as much thatch coming out of this side. It's actually quite neat, to be honest. So I was surprised how much thatch we were pulling out from on the Stock Hill side. Considering us had sheep out there for, well, 4 or 6 weeks, they haven't made that good a job of pulling it out. So Father said I should have left them out there longer. I reckon they're out there long enough. So yeah, a lot less thatch being pulled out of this. So hopefully this will help it grow. Got to watch out for the wet patch. At least the wet patch is easy to see because it's that green bit over there that Father's just driven his little Kubota right through the middle of it, probably to see how wet it was. I'm going to call it a day there, I think. This ground I did want to do. I was going to do the next 2 as well, but I just had a walk out there, and to be honest, I don't know now if it's actually going to be of any real benefit out there on those 2. That's the 2 I'm going to graze first, so I probably better off not having too much dirt in the forage while I can get a graze in. This one I'll graze last, so this has got time to recover a bit. But I think, to be honest, it's too late. In hindsight, I should have done this in February when it was dry. I mean, we planned to do it in March, but best laid plans and all that. My plans didn't really work out with the weather. So I think what we'll do, is I'm going to stop and have a cup of coffee because my brother very kindly turned up, bought me a flask of coffee. Thank you, Michael. I'm going to shut that gate I forgot to bring my iPad over, but I think if I put my phone on the drone, I'll put the drone up and you can have a look from up there what I've done down here, and while I'm here I'll have a look at the wheat. So this is growing quite well out here. This is crookhorn that was grass. This was grass last year and we put it down to wheat. Started really slow and we reckon that was leatherjacket and wireworm was what stopped it, what slowed it down. But I don't know, there's definite lines of whether it was the drill. I know Reg had issues with the drill when he put this in. Yeah, different issues with the depth and the rate. As I can't remember exactly, somebody else had used the drill, put it on a different iPad, reprogrammed stuff to how they want it to done, and because Reg put it back on his iPad, he didn't have the original settings. I don't know, for whatever reason, it took him ages to get everything set up just right. And out here, I mean, it's all right, it should come right, but it's a bit patchy in places. So we ploughed this up because it was full of docks, and we thought that one of the easiest ways to clean it up and get it back to decent grassland, if I put this back into grass, is literally have a couple of years of wheat off of it, and then maybe put it back into grass, or maybe put it into some rotation where we put various pieces of arable back into grass. I don't know. I think a lot depends on what goes on in the world in the next year or so and the demand for cereals, for grains. So if there's still a high demand, we may keep this in cereal. It all depends on how's the land going to best earn its keep. I mean, if we keep it in cereals, I don't need to fence it, I don't need water right here, anything like that. Mind you, the same goes if I'm just going to take a crop of grass off of it for haymaking. But what's going to earn better money for the time, for the effort? Cereal, grass, hay, which I could sell as hay or silage, or beef. Plus, which one do I like doing the most? Which is the beef. Come on, this way. Come on. New gate on here, I think, before long. Although in saying that, as long as it's livestock proof for the time being, it'll have to do.
Green, the colour of true elation. Pine on a summer's day. See, I've been waiting for you, waiting for you. Green, the colour of true elation. Pine on a summer's day. See, I've been waiting for you, waiting for you. I'm a winner, I'm no saint, I'm a sinner and away. Keep my secrets, clean my slate. Now you're saying it's all fake. Paint a picture, fit the
Supervised Bean, give me a thumbs up for what I've done so far. Although he said, why didn't you do 2 pieces over there? And I said, because I'm going to graze them first. And this thing does pull up some crap. So I would probably rather come back over later in the year, come the autumn time, if it's dry enough, and slit it then, or maybe earlier next year. Lesson has been learned. Right, so I'm gonna, especially for the lanes, I'm gonna have the camera on again, not just for you guys to watch me going back, but there's that many blinking cyclists around here going like the bats out of hell. Obviously I can't hear them, and I don't always see them right in the corner, so just in case something goes wrong, then you're my witness, all right? Four-wheel drive's off, if it's off, that's all off. I spotted these. 1, 2. That's Mr. and Mrs. Yellow Jacket. Oh, you're going to go faster than that, Mrs. Oh, can you ride tandem? I can hear them all in the background. Oh, bloody tractors. Way, pull over and get out of the way. Well, because lots and lots of places on this road where you could overtake me. And if you choose not to, I don't see why that's my fault. Not really. See, you got some brains, haven't you? They are right there, you know, intelligent people. I've got to make up my mind where I'm going to put it. 'Cause it's bigger than it was before. I used to put it over there, but I think it's going to stick out too far now. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in the house, I'm going to put the kettle on, or maybe if I've got enough milk, a milky coffee. 2, maybe 3 chocolate biscuits, brain power or brain food, and then I'm going to decide where I'm going to put that. No rush. That's the plan.